Globe, the story of Earth. Episode 1. The birth of Earth. Imagine this. You were traveling through time. Back to approximately 4.6 billion years ago. There was no Earth, no moon, no oceans, no mountains, and no sign of life. Where our beautiful blue planet exists today, there was only the silence of space. A silence stretching across billions of kilometers. Stars shined in the darkness, while countless particles of gas, dust, and rock drifted through the cosmos. At that time, a young star was being born. The Sun. Around it swirled a massive cloud of gas and dust. This giant cloud continued spinning for millions of years. As it spun faster and faster, tiny particles began colliding with one another. Small particles joined together. Then larger rocks formed. Those rocks collided again and became even bigger. This process continued for millions of years. Every collision created larger and larger objects. Slowly, a new world began to take shape. Then one day, those countless rocks merged together to form a giant planetary body. This was the early Earth. But it looked nothing like the planet we know today. It was a world of fire. Its entire surface was covered by oceans of molten lava. Rivers of fire flowed across the planet. Massive volcanoes erupted constantly. The sky was filled with thick black smoke and toxic gases. Earth was under constant bombardment. Gigantic asteroids crashed into the surface again and again. Some were larger than entire cities. If a human had existed at that time, survival would have been impossible. This was the most violent period in Earth's history. Scientists call it the Hadean Eon, the hellish age of Earth. Yet the universe was preparing another extraordinary event. Around 4.5 billion years ago, a massive planetary body known as Theia crossed Earth's path. Theia was roughly the size of Mars. Then, in a single moment, the two worlds collided. The impact was unimaginably powerful. Earth shook violently. Huge portions of the young planet were blasted into space. Trillions of tons of rock were scattered across the solar system. For a brief moment, it may have seemed as though Earth had been destroyed. But this catastrophe would shape Earth's future forever. Over millions of years, the debris floating through space slowly gathered together. The fragments collided and merged. Eventually, they formed a new world. The Moon. Yes, our Moon is believed to have been created from this colossal collision. Even today, it continues to orbit Earth as a reminder of that ancient event. As time passed, Earth slowly began to cool. The molten surface started hardening into solid rock. The first mountains appeared. The first valleys formed. For the first time, Earth began taking on a more stable shape. But there were still no oceans. The atmosphere was filled with water vapor. Thick clouds covered the entire planet. Then another remarkable chapter began. Rain. Not rain that lasted days. Not rain that lasted months. But rain that may have continued for millions of years. Clouds poured endless amounts of water onto the cooling planet. Water collected in low-lying areas. Small lakes formed, then larger lakes, and eventually, vast oceans covered much of Earth's surface. For the first time, Earth began to look blue from space. Now the planet was changing. It had a solid surface, an atmosphere, oceans, and a stable moon. Many of the essential ingredients for life were finally in place. But life itself had not yet appeared. The oceans were silent. The winds were silent. Earth was waiting for a miracle that might be one of the rarest events in the universe. Deep within those ancient oceans, something extraordinary would soon happen. A tiny cell, a microscopic beginning, one small spark that would eventually lead to forests, fish, dinosaurs, birds, and finally, humans. But that story had not yet begun. Studio microphone outro. Earth had been born. The moon had formed. The oceans now covered the planet, and the stage was set for life. But in the next episode, we will discover how the first life emerged on a lifeless world, and how a single tiny cell changed Earth forever. Globe, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. What do you think would be the most shocking thing about seeing Earth 4.6 billion years ago? Subscribe to Origin of Earth and turn on notifications so you never miss another chapter in Earth's incredible journey. Rocket, see you in the next episode, only on Origin of Earth.